In the land of endless nights, we're bound to fight again. The clock resets our lights, a tale that never ends. Through the storms and fire's glare, we rise to face the fate. With courage in the air, forgetting yesterday. You've got time, all the time, to break the chains of fate. You've got time, all the time, to set the record straight. In every dawn we see a chance to try once more. With hearts unbound and free, we open every door. In the quest that never cease, we know what we must do. With spirit seeking peace, the reckless will be true. You've got time, all the time, to right the wrongs we've made. You've got time, all the time, to let the past just fade. You've got time, all the time, to break the chains of fate. You've got time, all the time, to set the record straight.
This party might die tonight. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's a Long Story. Yeah, this is a place where we roll dice, we tell stories, and we create magic. Welcome. Hi. We are a small number tonight. Drew's coming in later, but we are down Evan and now. We hope they feel better. Stop sick. Stop it. But it's all good. We are here with the rest of the Wreckless. Everybody take a look at your camera, wave, and say "Arr."
Arr, hoy mateys.
Arr.
Beautiful. Welcome. Hi. For those that have no idea what this is, we are a D&D live stream that runs every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Having 5 parties living, existing, and breathing in the same homebrew world, the wonderful, beautiful world of Estera. Again, welcome. We hope you have a blast. Kick back, relax, have some fun. No announcement just yet. I'll tell you this: there is a possibility on the horizon that we might be reintroducing some one-shot stuff. Going back into that now that the Brasslight has had kind of a time to sort of settle in, and Joe has had a time to settle in brain-wise. So there'll be more information on that as we jump into it. But yeah, so keep a lookout for that. It'll probably start out with some of the standard sort of one-shots that we've done. So if you have not done games like Where's My Darling Piddle, or the McClellan's Melons Murder Mystery, which I think I'm missing one of the M's. McClellan's Melons Murder Mystery. Yeah. Anyways, and a couple other ones. Some of my favorite ones. It's the Gilded Lion Casino or the Golden Lion Casino. There's a couple others that we'll have kind of down the line, and then we'll start to kind of introduce some new ones. So please feel free to check that out. You can do so at startplaying.games/it's a long story. Or sorry, startplaying.games. It's been a minute. Startplaying.games/GM/it's a long story. So there will be nothing that's up just yet, but most likely in the coming month, I would say, at least there would definitely be some stuff that's coming. So also, if you are wanting to support the channel, the best way to do so is to like and subscribe where you're watching this, whether that is on YouTube or Twitch. Please feel free to do so. It helps us out a ton to know who's watching. Also feel free to say hi. I might pop it up in the chat, or at least respond, or sometimes you'll just see me do this while I'm talking, and that's for you. That's for you, but not you.
Man,
and definitely not for Dan.
next time it'll be for me.
It'll
Know
never
it.
be.
Also,
It'll never be for
only you can prevent forest fires.
Only you. Well, moving on. Cool. So before we jump into, also, if you want to check out our Instagram and TikTok, it is down below, right down there. It's a long story _TTRPG from some of our favorite moments of the past couple of years. We've been doing this. March something will be 4 years. So it's coming up. It's coming up soon.
It's coming up. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what anniversary that is, but anybody know?
Oh,
4 or
years.
5?
I do not know.
Cardboard,
I can find out.
Cardboard.
eggs.
Eggs in this economy?
How many years?
Very valuable year all of a sudden.
It will be 4 years.
It will be 4 years. So 4 years is fruit or flowers traditionally, and even modern is fruit or flowers. So
Fruit or flowers.
fruit or flowers. That is a traditional anniversary gift for 4 years.
So, if anybody wants to send me fruit and or flowers, my address is 100. None of your damn business.
What town was that in? What's the zip code on that? I just gotta write that down.
It's
None of you.
it's that. Did you get that?
Got it. Okay.
Cool.
Check
Before we begin tonight's session, we do need to get a recap of where we left off with the gosh darn Wreckless. Dan, please take it away.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'll do my best here. So this last session was entirely combat, so I do recommend going to check it out. It was a good time, but where we picked up in advance of last session was Carr had just done a spiritual gathering of sorts to kind of understand a little bit more, perhaps, about our panda friend and some iconography that we have found that did not work out quite as well as we had wanted. And as soon as that ritual had kind of ended, a very large storm came up and crashed the boat, yeeting some members of the Wreckless into the stormy waters. And that is where we had picked up. We spent some time, some of the members trying to figure out where they were. I think it was, we had Ogra, Nala, Carr in the water. I think just you three initially. As the rest of the crew try to gather and figure out where they were and what exactly was happening, some people from underdeck, including Riaris and Yoon, kind of raced up, not really knowing what was going on. Ogra turned into a giant eel, pink as per usual, though no one was quite sure what was going on with that. And Ogra did try to rescue Nala from the water. Carr was able to kind of sort of get out of the water and see, but these swells were quite large, swells of the waves, rocking the boats and really limiting vision. We would come to learn they were quite far, very quickly had traveled far away from the boat. And so as the people on the boat were trying to figure out what to do next, those in the water were trying to get out of it, and how to maybe try to find out where they were and how to get back to the boat. Our old friend Kobamu, our undying panda bear friend, decided to just jump into the water as well, because seems like a good place to go splashing around. As we kind of are starting to sort of figure out where we might be, or where some people might be, and trying to get ready, Riaris says, everybody hold on, just to be wary of more waves coming in from the backside. Ogra is able to see a little bit of where she is, and is initially happy, thinking I'm really close to the boat. Those bright lights are really pretty. Wait, those aren't lights, those are eyes. And those are eyes of a gigantic megalodon-like creature that is in the water, that seems to be using this as a very inopportune moment for our party to be going into the water, which kind of changes the mood here from don't get bludgeoned by waves churning you like a washing machine, and to don't get eaten alive by this massive, horrible creature. And the reason why Ogra and Riaris hate the water, why would anybody go in the water? This is the reason why you should not go on the water, go in the water, etc. A couple of us see that Zed decides to then jump into the water as well to do something, and I think he didn't want to miss out with.
I completely forgot. I'm sorry, not to cut you off. I just completely forgot what was the reasoning on that.
What I wrote down is Zed sees Kobama get in the water and he doesn't want to miss out. I think that was the reasoning. I'm sure there was more of a reason.
That's good.
But Zed, normally a sea elf of much alacrity, slips and falls, kind of belly flopping into the water. Unfortunately for him, fortunately not too many people see it. But anyway, this shark creature then decides, now seeing some of the new turbulence in the water, decides to head over and takes a pretty large chomp out of Zed. This thing almost killed Zed in one shot, basically, and sent him hurtling through the air. And then he turned to Nala and basically swallowed Nala up, knocked her out and swallowed her right up. And I think that's when the alarm bell started going off of, some of us don't even know what's happening quite yet, but this is bad. We then try to work hard to get Nala out. Carr uses some freedom of movement to just get closer. He was quite a far bit distance away. Riaris kind of runs over into one of the gyro cannons, blessing a couple of the other members. to kind of just help him figure out, and calls out something happened to Nala. Kobama goes over and just jumps on, it's kind of gets rid of sort of a kaiju fight, not quite, but he's not that big, but he just jumps on this creature and starts whacking it. Yoon then goes next and gets the harpoon and does a huge hit on the harpoon, which would become even more of an important thing than I think we realize at the moment. Spearing this gigantic creature, doing a ton of damage, which pops Nala out. Ogra is able to then get Nala, kind of her body, kind of get her back in her grasp as an eel to get her out of there, essentially. But after this, the creature is not looking damaged much at all, and some mysterious voice on the wind is, hey, you guys could run, you might want to run, you should run, but we are the Wreckless, and that is not in our vocabulary, so we decide to continue to fight onwards. As we do so, Vera, our newest member, tumbles into the water, getting smashed by those waves again. She starts climbing up, and Ogra tries to flee underwater towards Zed's secret entrance hole for his cabin, with Nala in tow. Zed, for the first time, uses his I don't know how to describe it. The Hemoclaw dagger. I mean, this extremely cursed, jagged dagger, bloodlusting dagger, and he throws it at the creature. It does a good bit of damage for sure, but he almost kills himself in the process. So, it was great. And then he tries to talk to the creature. Riaris would eventually try to talk to the creature. We would learn that this thing does not talk. It is not really a very intelligent creature whatsoever. And then Zed decides to flee from there. The creature, angry, then just takes out his rage on Kobamu, who is still up, but barely so. Riaris fires the cannon at the creature and whiffs. It apparently was not a big enough target. We need a bigger barn for that one. But Kobamu decides that he tried to tell Kobamu to get out of there. Kobamu does not want to. This is the glorious death that he's kind of been waiting for. He is deciding that it is, he's not leaving from this creature. Yoon then, Yoon does something crazy where he basically sticks one of his cards from his deck in between the boards of the ship, and then jumps off. Then he makes the ship move to essentially shunt into the creature next to it. He then leaps off of it, and some crazy epic moment. Now, by the way, I buried the lead here. Yoon is naked for all of this, so just keep that in mind. He then jumps onto this giant megalodon, bestows a curse upon it, and then uses his magic to snap himself back to the card, basically getting back onto the deck. Pretty epic move. We then kind of go into the next turn there, where everybody's trying to figure out where is everybody. We're still not quite sure, but Ogra is now through the hole, through the bottom of the deck, and she's now up here with Nala. Zed also kind of comes through the bottom as well. Kobamu gets hit and goes unconscious and gets swallowed by. He doesn't get swallowed yet, but he goes unconscious on top of the creature. But the curse and the harpoon are really keeping this creature at bay and allowing us to perhaps do stupid stuff, which is continuing to fight this thing instead of run. But the creature seems a bit confused and is failing wisdom saves to do stuff. That's part of the curse. And so that was huge, that it really had very limited actions. Kar casts a very opportune silver barbs to prevent Kobamu from being eaten. But then it does take a legendary action to then swallow Kobamu up, giving 2 instant death saves to our panda friend. We are does manage to shoot it with the hand, but do enough to get Kobamu out. Goes next, and he fails his death save, and we can kind of feel him expire within the mouth of this creature. Nala kind of comes up, is like, what is going on? And her time is to shine is now, as she casts a giant fireball. And then we all kind of turn into a group movement here to try to get Kobamu and finish this creature off, which is now starting to look pretty hurt. We've kind of been wailing on it for a good little while, and it seems to be confused. It seems to be like, this is not necessarily worth the meal. Let me get this panda and get out of here, but we won't let it. And so basically Yoon asks for a harpoon to try to get him up, to try to open the mouth of the creature. He kind of misses, doesn't work exactly well, but it kind of starts the idea. Ogre then goes down with muffins to pry open on a giant strength check to pry open the mouth of this creature to its toothy maw, as they would say, and does so with Kobamu's body then falling out of the mouth. Riaris casts Featherfall to lower the impact. As Kobamu crashes, his lifeless body crashes into the water. Zed up next, kind of almost without a second thought, uses his blow dart to just pierce right through the creature, killing it right through the eye into the brainstem, and then with no one on the other side of the rope, just jumps off. Hunter's marks Kobamu, jumps off to go get him, and the party kind of all together rescues the body of Kobamu before he goes all the way down. The creature still harpooned. It was is now connected to our ship, and we all get back onto the deck with the lifeless body of Kobamu. Kar begins to prepare to revive Kobamu, not entirely sure what to do, and kind of feels some level of confliction as how does one reach Kobamu or his ancestors or his spirit, or kind of questioning the merits or morality of immortality and kind of what happens next. So not entirely sure. He casts Gentle Repose upon the body of Kobamu, and the group more or less starts to come together to figure out what's next as we see all of the places where Kobamu has painted. He is now an expert painter, thanks to Ogre's lessons, and he's painted that sigil, that same sigil that we know of only with the word Astera that we had learned from before, perhaps something to do with the Order of the Azure. Many other things have faded, but that sigil remains in view elsewhere and all around his hutch as the party decides what's to do next.
Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it. Anything else to add, friends? I will say, just above board, there was a lot of the end of that scene really kind of showing different sort of scenes, really more. I think there might have been a point where maybe we had Ogre go and see that in the hutch, but I would say depending on where we kind of jump into in this moment, I would say if anyone has seen it, it was just Ogre. Just to be able to kind of
did you mention the chicken?
Oh yeah, chicken.
I did skip over Ming the winter chicken. Yes, Yoon had summoned
That's
Ming
all you
the
gotta
winter
know.
chicken. Yes, no, fair enough.
Know, watch.
yeah.
There's a chicken.
Which basically we got 2 feather tokens from that. So and that was the Yoon chaos for sure.
Beautiful. Anything else? Excuse me. All right. Cool. Well, without further ado, I know there's only 3 of us, but like I said, Drew will be jumping in pretty soon. So you guys want to play some D&D?
Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I like that answer. Cool. Let's play some D&D.
Let's do.
We come to leaving just where we had actually left off before on the deck of the ship. We have hanging over the side a massive megalodon shark that is still kind of attached. I would say, I think in this moment, probably by the harpoon gun. We see on the deck of the ship, taking up a good portion of the deck, is Kobamu's lifeless body, the Imotelous, the immortal, undying bear. You, in this moment, as you all are somewhat kind of crowded around, trying to catch your breath, maybe some of you trying to secure the megalodon body. We'll say that maybe that's what Zed's doing. We come to Car, as all of you are starting to notice in this point in time that the wind has finally, the storm, the random sort of sort of mega storm that somewhat like a hurricane sort of thing had run through has stopped as soon as it started. But yeah, we come to Kara. Kara, we left off last session. We hinted at so casting general repose on Kobama, but we hinted at the idea that there was moments with we'll say because Nav's not going to be here, but we'll say with Kaelinor, where Kaelinor is probably in this moment actually starting to has left and has come back with pieces of what looks to be like ritualistic sort of like we'll say prayer pieces, totems, things like that, where she is clumsily trying to place them around Kobamu, trying to find a way to. You can tell that this is very much out of her element. Yeah, we'll kind of start you off right there.
Is there any? I know I don't have experience raising immortal Ursa Thry, but is there anything to her placement that would seem familiar to me with any rituals for bringing anyone back or connecting with the spirit?
Interesting. I will say, roll me a religion check.
Okay. 21.
21. Nice. Yeah, I think you see some similarities to some religion. I would say, like in your line of work, you're not raising the dead,
Correct.
but I would say in the idea of like following into the same sort of guidelines, you probably notice you notice enough to notice that Kilnor is doing it wrong. There's like the representation of these totems are probably unfamiliar to you, but given the general sort of idea of what they're representing, is maybe like opposite, like they're in the wrong corners, like sort of thing.
You know, as she's doing it, so I'll just like, oh, that one might go there. Just like,
What? Oh, okay.
I'm not sure, but it just seems that one might go there. I'm not. I'm just
Right.
Yeah.
You're probably right. Yes. Okay. So I'll make sure, and you see her start to move to the other side. You notice that in this moment, Kaelinor looks extremely nervous.
Okay. I vaguely remember, and forgive me if I'm mistaking this, but I think you told me at the end of last meeting that I do not see anything spiritual on the ethereal plane around Kabama.
Correct. You do
Okay.
not.
I want to make sure I was before I start going somewhere else with all this. I don't want to be like,
Yeah.
oh, he's not there, and he's actually just floating there waiting for me to talk to him.
And I would say like in your line of work, that's certainly a rarity.
Oh yeah,
You've never seen an Ursa Thry pass, so there's a possibility it might be a different
Right.
process. But
and I wasn't there when he passed, so
Right.
yeah. He's supposed to be immortal. Is Nala around?
Yeah, I think Nala is sitting like on the stairs of the deck of the ship. You see that she is actually kind of like wringing her hands right now, staring like 1,000-yard stare off.
Okay.
She's not paying attention to the scene at all.
Okay. Oh God, there's so much I want to do and say, and I haven't seen the symbols yet in Kobama's thing. Okay. I'm gonna having given Kaelinor a little bit, and because she's an NPC who's not here, I'm not gonna, expect her to do it for us. I give her a little bit of direction. I walk away to give her her space, thinking
Okay.
that the nervousness might be me, because that's what Car would think, and I will briefly approach Nala. Hey, are you all right?
had it. I had it in my hands. Why did I have it in my hands?
I have some suspicions about that. However, can I ask you something? Not about the symbol yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you the only Firewing you know of?
Why are you asking me this now?
Well, you're immortal, and we've heard that he's immortal. And I'm just wondering if something were to happen to you,
Wow.
how long would it take for you to come back?
I don't know.
That's a
And
very
you
good.
see, like, at this moment, like, as her eyes, like, kind of, like, catch to, like, the scene of what's going on. Like, yeah, a person died here. And she, like, kind of, like, is snapping to a little bit. And so she's, like, kind of coming into that moment of... you see, like, a hint of, like, kind of, like, maybe, like, shame across her face as she recognizes, like, she was more focused on that. Um, I, I guess this is probably a bad... There's no signs that we come back if we haven't died naturally.
Oh, all right.
So we could, but
Okay. Well, that's definitely
I,
different.
I guess I should have let you know that.
No, it's all right. I put my hand on her and I'm like, I don't want you to die at all. You know?
Yeah, yeah, but maybe that would... That's gonna be the last time I think I go into the mouth of a shark. I think that's it for me.
I'm not too fond of the water either. And I'll pat her hand and I will lean very close to her, like,
Yeah.
beak to beak, and in Eric Cochran say, I have some suspicions about the symbol. Very quietly in Eric Cochran, and I'll come back and I'll
Okay.
turn around and walk the other way.
Cool. Yeah. Give me an insight check. We'll say insight check handles the first party. Just know.
Ooh, nat 20 for 22.
Beautiful. She is. Nala is an extremely cerebral individual, and you're
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. You're noticing more and more that she is. Her level of focus on those types of things makes a lot of things that someone with a, we'll say, more significant wisdom would be able to, or I'd say just normal wisdom, would be able to recognize more about herself. In this instance, you notice that she is extremely cold. We'll say, not colder than anybody else would be, but in her case, that's significant. And she does not seem to be noticing that about herself. Like, you get the idea there's like a kind of like a difference there. And it's even, and now I'd say you see it's even more locked in as she is immediately, nat 20 is good. So I'll say immediately she starts to give the slightest glances around the deck in the idea that she is suspicious why you're telling her in this manner.
I will just kind of look at her, and since Eric Cochran's can't really smile per se, there must be a way to exhibit a similar grin, whether it's a cock of the head. I'll say it's a cock of the head.
Yeah, I like that.
And so I'll back up, and as she's looking around, if I catch her eye, I'll give her the cock of the head, like, we'll talk, but it's okay. And then I'll go back to Kobama.
Okay. Yeah, I think both of you are interrupted, and we'll pause you here on this, but both of you are kind of interrupted with Kaelinor just, fuck. Fuck, no, that's not right. That's no. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! We'll pause you there.
Okay.
Ogra. I assume, if you're good with this, I assume you actually just happen to be at the hutch. Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. But I do want a point of order. Ogre is going to cast Gentle Repose on the corpse of the thing we just killed, so it doesn't rot on our ship and bring all the seagulls around.
We'll say
If I
just for
can.
yeah, we'll say like in this moment, this is where I want to start you off here. So we'll say like you get to you can do that when you come back if you're cool with that. Just to
All right.
yeah. As you come back to the hutch, we'll say the like inkwell sized dispenser of paint that you had is completely empty. These markings are everywhere. Roll me your choice, either religion or insight.
Ugh, not religion. That's a nat 1. But with the plus, it'd be a 4.
Okay. There's a moment of just straight incredulity of this. The amount of time with the paintbrush and the paint doesn't line up with how much is here, unless someone was erratic, obsessive. I think the nat 1 makes sense because one of the biggest things you would see here, Ogre, even though it is a light blue, like kind of calming sort of style of paint, the amount of sigils around here is, in a word, terrifying. It makes you feel uneasy. What do you do?
Can Ogre try to find the original, like, one with the perfect circle he first did?
Yeah, you see it. You still see like there's just the slightest indentation left over from him trying to mark it out with his finger.
Ogre's gonna take that one, like, sit down on the ground, and she's gonna start closing her eyes and start drawing it the way he did it, trying to think of him, trying to get some kind of connection with it.
Oh boy. I wish I had my dice came up for that. Rolled a 2.
Playing Ouija board on our ship.
Ogre, I need a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy.
Okay, she's good at those. Shit. Let me use another one that dropped right out of the bed. Oh, come on. Okay, it would make it an 8.
8 is for sure a fail.
I'm in dash jail.
What's your intention here?
Ogre remembers he has a very deep connection with this symbol, and she's trying to figure out the meaning behind it, if she can somehow talk to his spirit through it, maybe? Or whatever. Like, she thinks this symbol may be the key to maybe bringing him back to life.
Okay.
She's just opening up her mind to it as she drawing it the same way he did.
I'm going to pause you there. Riaris, what are you up to?
I think Riaris would be helping. I imagine Zed, and whoever else might be helping get our large fish on the boat. And I think he'd be looking around and would see Carr and Kaelinor initially kind of working on that, and Ogre going off and not necessarily feeling like that's his place, much as he kind of wants to be over there. So I think he is working on just making sure that our Megalodon is up there and trying not to think too much about what had happened and just trying to focus on the task at hand.
Okay. I'd like you to give me a... sorry, where are you placed right now on the deck?
I never remember deck things, so it's my fault. The opposite end of his hutch, so if this hutch is in the front, he'd be in the back. Wherever I imagine we are.
So you're on the opposite sort of like side of the ship, basically.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
okay.
That'd be on the top deck, but yeah, opposite side.
All right, you got it. Give me a religion check, please.
Religion. Oh, it was almost decent. Instead, it's a 4.
4?
A 4, yeah.
These moments of a weird sort of like level of calm from this, you hear like kind of like a little bit of like a shifting in the wind. You feel like there's a little bit of like a whistle in the wind slightly, but you're in this moment, you kind of just, I would say that Riara sort of like chalks it up to a realization of no one has checked the damage of the ship yet. And then your thoughts are also kind of poked at from the expletives that Kaelinor is yelling.
Yeah, definitely. He is both tuned into that and hearing that and wanting to do, and then also like maybe not to like get himself involved. What would I do? I think as they're kind of securing things, I would ask. I don't know who's around me. I'm assuming it's just Zed or whatever. But ask Zed, do the storms come and go like this often? That seemed to end really quick.
You see him like he's like kind of like tying the large megalodon, trying to tie to the ship. What? Yeah. What?
Yeah, like the storm. That storm ended quick. Is that normal? Or water storms?
I don't even know what is normal anymore, man. Can you grab this end?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Secure it to the ship.
I'll tie it. Yeah, I think Rios would think of the ship a little bit, considering I think that is one of his roles on the boat. But I think his head is a little bit on a swivel of, Kaelinor, Kar, and Nala, and just that situation. But he'll like make an act of just looking at the railings and making sure nothing got damaged when they pulled the giant thing up, and just starting to do that process.
Okay.
Kind of one eye on that, one eye on something else. On everything else that's going on.
Give me an investigation check.
Oh man. 16.
Okay. With a 16, you notice that you notice definitely there are some bumps and bruises. There are some pieces that are broken off of the ship that you can actually see, or like if you look like far enough, sort of like down the line from that, you can actually see like some of the driftwood that is laying in the utter blackness of the ocean. So yeah, you see there's some stuff that needs to probably be repaired. So you can get to work on that if you'd like. A lot of it is on the like sort of like outside. You have like to check the hull means you have to kind of go in a little bit lower, or go like into like the cargo sort of area, things like that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm not going to do any major repairs. I think as I'm going, I'm noticing that and kind of, putting in my head like, okay, I got to look at this. I don't know the terms of what these things are, but I got to check this side of the ship again.
Right.
Smaller type of superficial-ish, I'll use mending on just to see if I can just do smaller things, just to whether that's just eating my own brain or not, knowing that can do a whole lot, but that'll do little things. And then eventually, I think as I kind of go, I'll make my way towards where Kobama is and where the rest of the people, as I kind of am looking at the ship going down that way, I'll probably just kind of just decide to stay there and head over there.
Okay, you got it. We will switch to Car. So, Car, you're hearing Kaelinor having a hard time of it.
All right. So from Carr's point of view, he knows of things that he does in his practice when he's working with the Aarakocra. But given what he's experienced with the Wreckless, he's learned that more and more often those things are trappings. They are things to help you focus. They're not necessary. Not necessarily necessary.
Correct.
They are things to help you focus.
Yeah.
And if you can find other ways to focus, it's fine. So with that in mind, Car. I'm looking at something right now. It's bothering the hell out of me, Joe. I don't know if you did it on purpose, but it's bothering the hell out of me. I approach Kaelinor without shocking her because I know she's focused. And I say, would you like me to try and help you? I don't know that I can, but I can try.
Car, I can't. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't.
All right.
I can't let him die.
I put my hand on her shoulder, and I cast Borrowed Knowledge at 3rd level.
Okay.
And I'm not telepathic or anything, but I'm focusing on what she's trying to bring back.
Okay. I will make this possible.
Okay, I don't know if I can or not.
I'm gonna say give me an Arcana check.
Oh, okay. 14.
Yeah, I think this would have been a situation that would have had to have been a nat 20.
Okay.
As you do so, you see Kaelinor kind of like try to like look you right in the eye and go, no, really? I don't know how to do this. I wasn't one of them. That wasn't part of my training to get to this point. I wasn't on Kobamu duty. Yeah. I didn't know that.
I just tried to calm her down. I said, it's all right. We're trying. We're going to do what we can.
But if he can't, there's always someone. Maybe we reach out to
Or not.
Illyria or
No.
you know.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
But I don't know how to do this.
And that's okay. It's all right. I want you just to calm down.
It's all right. It's I
Calm
don't
down.
I don't know how to do that spell. I don't have that spell.
I know. And neither do. None of us do. So racking our brains is not the best idea. So there's two ways this could go. I'm gonna go over to. I'm gonna hope that Ogre doesn't mind. I walk over to Ogre's tree.
Okay.
Do I find any paints?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I'm gonna take a little bit, just enough.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. That was a nat 20 for a 22. I really wish I would have had that before.
Cool. So I will say this.
Everybody, they're all on D&D Beyond, so he knows I'm not cheating.
Also, hey, you're going to recognize how important that nat 20 was in a second. Ogre, please give me your third death saving throw.
Oh my god.
Wait, what? Wait,
A
what?
19.
Cool. All right. That's good. Car, you notice at this moment that the, I will say nat 20, you know that Ogre was supposed to be in there and there's no sound. And I would say, like, with your nat 20, there's like also probably a level of this, just to kind of give that perception maybe a little more of like a car flavoring to it. You feel like you're starting to hear. Actually, I'll kind of like I'll put it to you in the idea of a soul slowly starting to escape a body.
Mm-hmm.
How are you notified of that?
I would. Okay, I'm gonna just. My first thought was some kind of pressure differential, like I'm feeling a pressure.
Yeah.
Push. Like it's not so much as see or hear, but I just feel like a push. Like
Yeah,
something
absolutely.
is going or leaving, or I'm either drawn in or pushed out. I would say I'm probably drawn in because it's going somewhere else. It's leaving something empty, so I'm probably drawn towards it.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. That idea maybe is like an inhale exhale sort of moment of pressure
Yeah.
that is like kind of like pushing you. Yeah, you are you feel pulled in from the inhale of the soul that is leaving Ogre's body right now.
Okay, I move towards that since I got my nat 20. Hopefully, you'll let me move in that direction.
Yes, absolutely.
But
Yeah,
as
allow you
I'm
to.
moving in that
Thank God.
direction, I am purposely reaching out on the ethereal plane and trying to speak very clearly to whoever was blocking my communication before. And I just simply and definitively say, no. And I just walk directly to Okra.
Okay.
And I'm purposely trying to reach out to whatever that was because I have some ideas as Car.
Cool. We're gonna get even deeper in the weeds here on this.
Sure, let's dance.
Thank you for that nat 20.
I thank D&D Beyond. And then
I was freaking out over here.
right after I say no to them or it
Yeah.
or whatever it was, him, her, she, they, it, whatever, I then help. So that way the ship knows that something's going on.
I will say, just for the sake of this scene, I will say you say that before you step into the hutch.
Sounds good.
Because as you do, you see a lot of things change. All of a sudden, there is darkness. More darkness than there should be, even from the Black Knight Dark Hutch sort of thing. As you see... You see Ogre ethereally facing another figure. And the scene that is happening to Ogre right now we'll handle in a minute, but I think you're coming in to the interruption of that scene. And Nat 20 and Car being Car, there is a moment that it happens in like a split second that you see this face. Looking at you, eyes bright blue.
Do I have time to do anything?
Roll me an initiative roll.
Oh God, my initiative is not great, but okay. 7.
Okay. You see her, presumably you see a feminine form, kind of like blue, sort of turquoise-like hair, descending down, blue robes completely wrapped around. This figure doesn't match the darkness that's surrounding her and Ogre. Ogre you're seeing is like this, like kind of like bright blue, like ethereal, sort of like ghostly form. But this person just seems to be as if like imprinted on, as opposed to representing the scene that they're actually in. It's like they're imprinted on your eyes.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
More than you know. Go ahead. We'll talk.
You see this. You see this figure just. I think the only thing this figure says is, "A warning, not to overstep." Disappears. You see a unconscious Ogre on the ground. I would say in this moment, probably convulsing a little bit.
Cure light wounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Cure wounds. Ogre,
Cure wounds. Sorry, which
you
turns into an 8. Does that stabilizer?
Yeah, you're at 0. You're at 8 now, Ogre.
Okay.
Cool. Let's pause and come back a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely have something I want to do because a warning. Oh no, this conversation's not over.
Yeah, fair.
Gotta lasso her back in.
Ogre, as you trace around the circle, triangles, or the diamonds, I guess we call them. You don't feel anything. It's like you're just, as if you're coloring over something that's already there. Then when you draw that inner circle, you start to feel a pull, pulse, something drawing you somewhere else, and in a way that you've never felt at all. It's not spiritual or emotional or even really physical, but it's some sort of alien-like mixture of those. And with that saving throw, it was too late. You finished the circle before you were able to take a second and think about it. And the room goes dark, black. You're standing over your body, laying lifeless on the ground. You see this figure appear to you. You shouldn't be here.
Is Ogre dead?
You're getting there. I couldn't help you even if I wanted to.
Why? Who are you?
There are certain questions that you shouldn't be asking. At least not yet.
Ogre's the wrong person to talk to you. But was Kobamu talking to you with the symbol?
Ogre, I may be the last person you talk to.
Ogre's trying to think of things to ask you, and she's just looking like through the door, seeing if her friends are gonna notice.
There's nothing. There's just black and this imprint of this person on your eyes. Like, I'm trying to figure out a way to best explain it. You don't see the shadows of anything around her. It's just like as if she's like a cutout of a frame that's put in that.
Okay. Well, could you tell Ogre anything?
I can make it painless. I'm sorry.
No, Ogre's friends are gonna come and help her. They're on the boat. Oh, how does Nala know this symbol?
Ogre, they may not come in time.
No, they'll notice Ogre's not there. Ogre doesn't want to go, and if that doesn't happen, it'll be sad, but Ogre knows.
If I can send
But they'll come.
I can send a message to them in some way from someone else. What would you want me to tell them?
Like Ogre's last words?
That's when Car comes in. So, Ogre, sputtering, wake up. And you heard a warning. You heard her say that.
Car!
Yep. Come on, we're walking outside. And I'm like, the car's doing his best with his massive 8 strength to guide her out.
Yeah, Car yelled help, so Riaris, I imagine you're probably pretty close. Yeah.
Yep, I think by that time I'm probably getting close, yeah.
Can we get Ogre out of here?
Oh.
I'm a bird boned. Let's go.
Oh, Ogre, what happened? You look awful. Go to get an arm.
Ogre tried to use the same finger paints, and then this blue lady killed her and wouldn't answer questions and gave her a warning.
Finger paint of what? What
What
did you do?
Blue lady? What?
The symbol that Nala and Kar have. Ogre, Kobamu was drawing it a lot, so Ogre thought it had something to do with him and tried to connect with.
Nala rushes past you. Sees
Ogre
that
wouldn't
you're
advise
okay,
it.
but yeah. But rushes past you, flings open the tent.
I go in with her.
Yeah, and there's a moment you see her just kind of staring up at this. Oh man, there's a moment where she just kind of like drops to her knees. She has been studying this sigil for so long, and it was gone, and now it's all she can see all around her. She just starts weeping. She doesn't touch it.
Right.
That she's inconsolable for a moment.
I allow her to be that because if there's anything Car is, it's allowing of accepting of emotions, and she doesn't usually have them, or at least doesn't usually show them.
Right.
She has
Right.
them, so I will allow her to do that. And then I don't know if this is completely ridiculous and asinine or stupid in a different way. Um,
Okay.
however,
it.
I'm going to play with prestidigitation just for a moment.
Okay.
I can create a non-magical or illusory image, and I'm not touching or even considering with what I'm creating the image of that she's circling around, but it's all over the tent, right?
Right.
I back up just a little bit, so the
Okay.
image is close to me. My image is
Okay.
close to me. I create the Eric Cochran symbol, and I twist it and see if it fits.
I see.
It doesn't fit in the space if I make the circles even, because it looks to me like it should, in either the Eric Cochran being the X to its cross or being two crosses. If I twist it, doesn't
Right.
seem to fit because it looks awful close. And like I
Give
said, I
me-
could be asinine because it could be completely off, or it could be stupid because I could be pissing them off.
Well, yeah, you're not drawing the sigil. You're putting
Correct.
you're putting the Eric Cochran symbol over the sigil to sort of see how it lines
At a
up.
distance, yeah. That's why
At a
I'm not sure how
distance.
close they'll watch me. I'm trying to find a way around them to get some
Yeah.
information.
This is very different. I'll say give me a nature check.
Oh. Ooh, 22.
Rolling
An
heavy
18 plus
tonight.
four. I
Yeah.
don't know why, but I'm gonna take it. Like I'm just like okay.
Okay. With a 22, you see there's a moment of looking at a circle within a circle and lining up lines within lines, and there's a lot of sort of like pieces with iconography in general that the similarities can be
Sorry.
eerie. With a 22, because it's a very good roll, you get a very you get that the similarity is eerie in a way that maybe they are connected, but by something that you've never by something that you feel like is probably researchable on the other side.
Okay. Got it. I am going to keep. I'm watching it. Oh, of course they start barking now. I'll watch it. I'll look. One moment.
You're good.
Let Riaris and Ogre talk for a second.
Yeah. Ogre, you see Nala kind of push past you, and Riaris is kind of like, I think like Riaris is probably actually like now at this point because cars also run off. Riaris is actually like holding you up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I think are we by your tree? Is the hutch by your tree?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I tried to bring you. I was like, Ogre, let's sit down. Do you need anything? Are you?
Get Ogre's drawing book. Ogre needs to try to draw the lady for Nala. Maybe she knows her.
Okay. All right. Sit right here. Just take a breath. Okay. And I'll look for it. And Ogre, I'll look for it and get it to her. Did you see this person? What?
She
Well,
kept saying, Ogre did something bad and it was a warning, and you guys may not have saved Ogre.
are you like dying?
But Ogre knew you would. She said she would make it painless. But Ogre knew one of you would find her.
All that you did was you just drew that symbol. That's all that it took, and then. Oh, what? Okay.
And Kobamu has been drawing it like it's all over his little house.
Okay. All right. Here. Yeah. If you can draw what she looked like, I guess maybe that could be helpful.
And
You never
Ogre's
seen
gonna
her before?
No. When the feeling Ogre had didn't feel like anything. It was something very different, and she looked very different. Like another type of aura that Ogre hasn't, like, seen before or felt. And Ogre's just gonna try and draw her if she can.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh, thank God. Okay. It's gonna be a 17.
You're able to make a likeness. I think, Ogre, you're even aware that the idea of Riaris being able to see any sort of familiarity with this would be tricky.
Now,
How do you draw?
Ogre's own-
Is this like pen and scroll, or using paints? Like, yeah.
Ogre's probably using paint, so it's more like... It's not more realistic, but it has, like, all her features with some of the colors. Like, it's mostly color that Ogre remembers, with the blues and the eyes. And kind of the cape she had on with the thing is staying there.
Okay.
And she's trying to keep, like, the elven features, but it isn't elven in a way that she could remember, but looked elven.
You didn't see like the ears, but I'd say like the chin looked fairly angular. Yeah.
Strong cheekbones.
Mm-hmm.
Ogre's just going.
I mean,
Riaris, you don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I assume I do not recognize. Oh, okay. Did she say anything else?
It was kind of scary, and Ogre tried to ask smart questions, but it was all happening really fast.
This has been a crazy day. Are you okay here right now? I want to check on Card. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Ogre's fine. Go check on Car.
Okay. I'll like stand up and then kind of just do a double take just to look at Ogre. Like, okay, like she's good, and then I'll head in towards the hutch, or head towards the hutch.
Okay. I am holding off a few more minutes, hopefully for Drew. I want Drew to be here for this scene, so we'll see. But so assume that Zed is distracted in this moment.
I feel like this is like our deck swabbing musical interlude. Is that what we need to do here? I'll just kind of make the song.
Well,
I just
he
think
might.
of the Muppets, margaritas at the midnight buffet.
I think this is so darker than that, guys. It's so much darker right now. But yeah, all right. You guys, there's a good possibility that Zed is like actually like on the Megalodon right now. So I think that's probably where he's at. Also, all of you would recognize here pretty soon that you need to get back to sleep if you're going to be able to keep that long rest. So we're getting dangerously close here. Or not dangerously close, you know what I mean? We're getting close.
Yeah, so it's like middle of the night. That's
yeah.
Where we're at? Okay. I was gonna ask.
Yeah, cool. So Riars, you get to Car. You see Nala is just on the just like.
Am I projecting the image when he's there, or am I done with that?
That's a good question. I'd say like Car, would you stop if someone else like came up behind you?
No.
Okay, cool. Then
I'm
yeah,
not
then that's
doing-
what you see.
Yeah, so you see Carr, he's kind of like prestidigitationed. I'm not sure if I should have made that a verb. He's prestidigitationed a like symbol in front of him, and he's back far enough so that there's like, I guess, a transparent symbol of his people, and he's twisting it in front of the opposite. He's like on one side and the opposite wall to see if he can make it match up. And you've probably, I mean, you think Carr's pretty intense. He looks more intense than you've seen him before. His beady little eyes are very, very, very beady.
Gonna nope right out of here. No. I think you just hear, I think under his breath, Rush is like, what the just kind of like taking it all in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask some twisty. I'm like, I have some theories.
There's also the moment that I think Riars, you're also like you're seeing like it's all along the walls. It's full, for Riaris, this there's a level of like I kind of always felt like Obama was a little odd. This is like another level, like sort of thing.
I think this is another level. I also think like Riaris is like, what, like legit, literally and figuratively, what have I walked into? Because this is a lot of these concepts we haven't talked about. So I think he's really like, what is going on? Like,
right.
And I felt like that after Ogra being like, you just died. Like, what is happening? And so yeah, I think it was theories. Yeah, I'm listening. Car, Nala, you okay?
As Carr's doing, trying to figure it out, and he asks out of Nala, Carr just instinctively puts a wing around her, just like to comfort her a little bit as he's still working.
Sorry, Ogra. Nala pushes the wing away, and is like trying to push out from the tent. Seeing Riaris,
I'm not getting in her way if she's pushing out. I'm not.
Yeah, she gives you a crazy look in the eye for a second, and she just goes past you. Like, angry is a word.
As she leaves, Carr basically under his breath goes, "Okay, I've seen enough," and follows her. Like, wanted to be with her, also wanted to do some research, but now if she's heading out, he's going with her.
Cool.
I'll take up the train dealing with the whiplash of like, oh, when we're not okay, and just follow Car back.
Well, as Riaris is following, Carr's like, I don't know what I should and shouldn't say, only because apparently it's dangerous to talk about this, as he says out loud to the sky.
Yeah. Nala comes up to Ogra and goes, "You okay?"
A little bit.
What the hell is wrong with you? What? What are you doing? You guys can't just be messing with things just to mess with them. Just first said, now you. This is way past anything that we could have fully lost you because you were too busy sitting alone in a room after Kobamu's dead.
As she says that, I walk up and say, she was trying to help Kobamu.
We don't go off alone. We said that, right? It should stay the same for the ship. Okay? We don't go off alone. We don't start doing stupid. What were you doing in there?
Ogra noticed Kobamu was drawing it a lot and thought it could help somehow.
So what did you do?
Ogre just hold. Ogre met this woman with blue looking like this?
No. And she like slaps it out of your hand. What did you do?
Ogre's like almost crying now.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. I rolled so low.
I know.
She's
I
full
know.
unhinged right now.
Like, I'm not trying to cry.
What did you do?
Ogre was tracing the symbol? Like how Kubamu was doing it? Trying to connect? But then Ogre never felt. Ogre's telling Riaris like something Ogre never felt before.
She runs off. She's now moving towards Kobamu and Kaelinor.
I will follow her still.
You got it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I will say there's a moment of like Riaris, you see like, I think from what I know from Riaris, there's a level of like, okay, that wasn't okay.
Yeah, as soon as he's gonna step in, she's already off somewhere else, and he's chasing smoke here. But as they run off, I'll offer a hand to Ogre. Do you want to come? I don't know what's happening. You should come with us. You okay to walk?
No, you go. Ogre wants to be by. Ogre just wants to be by the tree. You go. Ogre's fine.
Ogre, it would mean a lot if you come with.
No,
Please.
Nala's mad. Ogre doesn't want to be around Nala when she's mad.
Not Nala's always mad. We can just deal with it. She'll be okay. Car's there.
No, Nala's not polite all the time. There's a difference.
Ogre, I have no idea what's going on, but I think we should be together. I know you want to be alone, but Nala is also right that we should probably stay together right now. Just a little longer, and then we can sleep.
In this moment, as you're hearing this conversation, you're starting to hear Nala screaming at someone, most likely Kaelinor.
Is it me? Okay.
It's not Car.
Oh God.
But yeah, so you just hear that in the background of this as yeah.
Ogre will go where Zed is. You go. You're better with those things. Ogre, like, Nala's mad. It's fine. Ogre will go where Zed is, so she's not alone.
You also see Vera kind of like walking up and, what is going on?
Ogre almost died.
Ogre.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. In what way?
Scary, drawing magic. Though, don't go in the other little tent over there.
But you're still.
Ogre's not a zombie.
that's what she's. Okay, all right, okay. Are you sure? Of course you're sure. Yep, it's fine. I can set.
Wait, we have zombies? What? Oh my God! What has happened? Vera, can you take Ogre over to Zed? That sounds like a bad idea. Can you do that, you guys? Can you stay with Ogre?
I don't want to be around Zed.
Okay. Can you? You know what? Could you hang out with Ogre here? I think. Could you do that?
Sure. Yeah.
Great. Ogre, is that okay?
Yeah, you go.
Yeah, I'm gone. I don't want to think about zombies. I'll head over to the yelling.
You got it. Car. Nala's like not violent, but is full unhinged, yelling at Kaelinor to make this work faster. I need to talk to him. Is what's being said in choice words. You're muted.
My dog is being very vocal tonight. Sorry. As she starts doing this, because I already know Kaelinor is not in a good place about this.
Yeah.
I literally just stand between the two of them, look Nala in the eye, and say, "That's enough."
But
No, that's enough. She's doing her best, and you yelling at her will not help. We are all trying. And there are forces at work way beyond us right now that we need to put our heads together to figure it out and not fight amongst ourselves.
Riaris, you come up to this just in time to see Kaelinor. I think in this moment, Kaelinor was beyond like frazzled, feeling the weight of a soul on her the whether Kobamu is alive or not is fully dependent upon her being able to do this thing that she can't do, that she just literally cannot do. And now the idea of a person instilling that, like really confirming that concept, she is in full tears right now. You see Nala slowly coming to terms with that. So that part of it is over as you see her just turn, kind of like look past Carr for a second, seeing that, turns back and sees you. Briaris, what kind of look are you giving Nala in this moment?
Oh man, not happy. I definitely was coming over to be like, Nala, get your shit together, which would not have helped. So I'm happy that Carr has stepped in the way. But that's his eyes are still saying, "What are you doing? Like this is not okay." And so I think seeing that, he will try to, let's say, draw her away, but go to like console and or embrace Kaelinor to be like, it's okay. It's not. This is not you. Okay.
So in this moment, you're walking past Nala to do this.
Sure, and I will. Yes, if that's how it's set up, I will do that. Yes, and I will just glare at Nala and then give a quick look to Carr as we passed, and then I won't look over my shoulder. I'll go right to Kaelinor. But
Nala sees the look, or lack thereof. Yeah. Okay. All right. I want to make sure our stuff is okay up there. To no one in particular. I'm sorry. She goes to fly up.
Nala.
I fly up with her.
Oh, there they go. Okay.
You have wings, Riaris.
I don't today. Wake me up
right now.
It's been a long day.
It's okay. You're here with Kaelinor right now. As Kaelinor is, I can't do it. He's gonna be full dead because of me, and I.
What? No. Not at all because of you. That's not how that works.
It was the Merlin Loke's job to bring them back, and I am, or was. What do we do?
We will figure it out. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I don't really know what's happening, but it's not in any way your fault. What you are asking of yourself is impossible. Just breathe. It'll be okay. And we'll figure it out. We all are afraid, I think, a bit here, and we just need to breathe. Can I help? Is there anything I can do just to help?
Roll a persuasion check.
use a fucking inspiration. Just because I don't want that. Oh my god.
Oh no.
I got a 2 or a 3, so I'll go with my 3.
Oh, man. Right.
I blame
Sure.
you, Jack. I'm just letting you know you're stealing all the good rolls.
That's fine. I'm good. I'll take it. It's usually because of me that Tishian hits a new moon. So
I think you see. Oh man, Riaris, roll me an insight check.
21.
21's pretty good. I'm gonna have roll for Kalinor's deception. It's not as good. You see what I would describe to be the sinking of not understanding or recognizing your words really, but stuffing whatever feelings are deep down as she pretends to go along with what you're saying. Right. Yeah. Well, yes. Okay. All right. Well, we'll just wait then.
Well, how about this? Actually, you want to have? I got some tea from Hilly. You want to have a cup of tea? I think I could use that to calm me down. I'm feeling a little actually queasy being on the ocean. Would you mind? Would you want it? Would that? Yeah.
Sure.
Tea.
Yeah.
Tea.
That's
Sounds
sounds lovely.
Get off deck. Okay.
Oh,
I might need your help.
Why don't we have it
having
on deck? It's a nice night.
Sure. Yeah. Great. That sounds good. Let me let me just get this out here and yeah, let's just breathe, right? That's what we do. It is a nice night.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For those for the players that are watching this now, this is my summation of your characters dealing with this moment. So apologies if it's not exactly how it would be, but I do think I think I'm pretty close. So coming back to Ogre and Vera. So how do you know
Know what?
that you're not? Because you're green. So
Ogre just hands her palm. It's like, you can check Ogre's pulse.
yeah, actually, if you don't mind, that make me feel better. It like takes your hands. Wow, you have giant hands compared to mine. Okay. Yeah. You're either a very convincing zombie or... You okay?
Ogre's not really sure.
I assume this is not, this isn't like a normal nightly occurrence, right?
No. Like, we've died, I think, maybe 2 times, but we had Sylvia
Hey,
to
you
bring
guys-
us back.
You guys gotta stop saying that. You gotta stop saying that. There's gotta be a different way to say that.
Another time, version of us died, but not us, is how Ogre thinks it goes.
Sure. Okay.
But this seemed very real and final. Like Ogre saw her body, and the lady, she said, Ogre, that she would make it painless. And it was a warning.
Is this her?
Yes.
Huh.
Does Vera know who she is? Or looks familiar?
I don't know. We're going to pause both of you there. Karnala.
All right.
I'm sorry. I really I fucked that up. I'm sorry. I'm
You're upset.
angry.
Mm-hmm.
Just everybody's just got to stop doing things without. We've gotten so much information. I've gotten so much hope in past few weeks more than I have in my entire life, and it feels so fragile.
Well, given what we just experienced, that's not surprising. I saw this. What would I use? Individual who was speaking with Ora.
And
Well, she warned me. That's about all she said. A warning.
what did she look like? What did she?
Yeah, that's what I want to talk to you about. And Carl lowers his voice and wraps his wings around her, and once again begins speaking Eric Cochran.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure what kind of power they have. But I'm hoping they aren't. I'm hoping they're linguistically challenged. So I don't know, but maybe their spells, they have spell slots or something, and they're done. Uh, but uh, but I was like, so there's the symbol, and then we have the name of the organization you're looking for. And I'm purposely not saying anything like specifically naming it or the
Yeah.
words. Like I'm just so you know, I'm purposely, I don't
You
want any traps to be sprung.
yeah, you see her start to say, "Order of
Uh,
the S."
hmm.
Okay.
I remembered the color of Kobama's eyes and the color of the giant shark that attacked us, which were strangely similar, as well as the color of the eyes of the person who was just talking to Ogre on the ethereal plane, as Ogre is about to die, which had the same strange blue glow. And we both know a different word for blue that we've been looking for.
You see her eyes go real wide.
Good. I might be stretching.
Could it be that?
Now, don't go anywhere with this yet, because I want to tell you something else.
Okay.
So
All
file that away for a second.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay. So she said a warning, and she didn't say it like classic, blah ha ha, I'm the captain of the Merlin Loke warning. She seemed gentle in her words. So now I'm at a crossroads and thinking, I don't know if her or the group she represents are doing things on purpose to us because of what we seek, Or if there are certain traps that have been set for people seeking it that we're walking into because we can't see them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, well, you can't have a... assume it's okay to say order without... without having a need to represent or protect something.
Right. So, when I was asking one of Kobamu's people's ancestors about these things, every time I tried, it was censored. Something other stopped me. I'm not used to that. And I didn't have time to share that with you all because that's when the wave hit. And again, I don't know if it was her or her group stopping me or if it was some other trap because it seems that everybody you ask about things don't remember it. So it might be a reflexive curse or trap rather than an active person. And why we can remember what we're talking about confounds me.
Sylvia?
I don't think the person I saw was Sylvia, unless it was another one of her incarnations.
No, but if the idea of if people are having difficulty remembering things like you mentioned, like why no one seemed to remember
That group?
Oh my god. Car, if they have the power to do that, then they could have been anywhere at any time.
Or everywhere and every time. I definitely want to share this with the rest of the party, but I wanted to calm you down first.
Power to make everyone forget.
Well, hold on. And I start going into this philosophical idea of if you curse an object, it affects anybody, but if you curse an idea, and it's like, kind of like it wouldn't be really that hard if you think about it. And I kind of like how she has in the past, because I'm picking up things from her, she has in the past like gone off on a tangent. I start going off on this tangent of cursing a thought rather than cursing an object.
Oh, she's full on board. She's full on board. Yeah, she's like really like dives into this, and then I think there's a certain point that I think for both of you, I'd like a Constitution saving throw from both of you.
Uh-oh. Because we fall asleep.
Well,
that would be a massive 7 for me.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. You take a level of exhaustion without realizing it.
Okay. That's fair.
She rolled, but no, sorry. I was looking at Kalenor's. Man, Kalenor's plus 10. That's charisma. Never mind. Forget it. Paladins, man. Okay, she had a plus 0. 15, I will say, just makes it, so she doesn't take the point of exhaustion. She also doesn't recognize it either. As you guys are just deep in conversation that I will say at a certain point we'll need to probably it makes sense to RP it with all the party there a little bit.
Right.
So we'll say you guys kind of just go into that that mode.
Of bringing the party together.
Well, I would say like you guys are deep in conversation on something that you would have to bring to the group
Oh yes.
maybe later. Honestly, in a space where all the players are here.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't want to keep it for the party, but I don't want to explain it 5 more times.
Right.
So Ogra, if I just say Car explains it to you, that's what you were here.
Well, I think there's still like a little bit of things that I think Nala would start to kind of like throw in to bring to that. So we'll say
Sure. And I can roleplay. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we'll RP that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Cool. We'll pause you there.
Actually, can we just, unless they wake us up, can we just say we doze off?
I would say yes, if someone is able to let you guys know, hey, we need to go to sleep. Because that's what that role really was. Yeah.
Well, since I failed and she made it, wouldn't one of us realize that we need to go to sleep?
That's what she just made it. So that's like she's not taking the exhaustion level.
Okay, but I get what you're saying. Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah, but she's like, yeah.
100%. Okay.
He's not going to pull out of that convo. She's excited, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The car's finally like,
You guys
down the rabbit hole with her.
shot just a minute ago of adrenaline.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I will say what's funny is that also I think Nala just fully forgets how much of an asshole she just was to everybody in this moment too. So so that'll be fun later. So yeah, Riaris and Kaelner, you guys are sharing some tea.
So mechanically, Joe, I want to use the Dreamer's Drift tea that I picked up from Sway. So what that does is it allows you to get a long rest in 4 hours instead of 6, and it also provides vivid dreams. And so, So I think we'll have that. And I mean, without Kaelin, I don't know whatever conversation we have to have. It'll probably be relatively idle chatter or whatever.
It's not like it's so like you're not drugging Kaelinor to go to sleep, but I do think it is something that is the conversation can be important or it cannot be. It's totally up to you.
I think I would let her know. I'm not trying to do the secretive. I'd be like, so here's this is what I picked up, and I thought maybe it could help. I don't really know. Hilly said it did stuff, but it said it could give good dreams, and maybe that can help with what you're thinking of. Maybe it can. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we just drink. Maybe we find out this was all a bad dream.
Well, that'd be something. Huh.
Zed would be upset because we wouldn't have a giant shock.
True, but Zed's always upset, so what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with that thing?
We see a bunch of just like fish guts come up on deck, like Zed's still down under there, but he's like for some reason just digging into it from the side of it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know as much we can do tonight. Do you want to sleep up here? I'll happy to give you company. I know I don't. My room is quite nice, but it does feel a little claustrophobic, and I've been in there a lot today, so somehow it's a nice night.
If the whatever divine intervention or from the other side intervention, whatever we want to put Imotelous at this point. If for some reason it comes to me, I would rather be close.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, I'm here. I'll be close. I'll stay close.
I mean, hoping you see I don't know if you see the irony in this, but if I had stayed with the villain look a a little bit longer. Kobama would be up and about, scaring us all half to death, as usual.
Maybe. Or through a lot of things that I've seen, Kay, it doesn't always work out that way. Different paths go different ways, and if you stayed a little longer, then you wouldn't have met us when we were on the river, and none of this would have probably happened. So, we're here in this situation for a reason, I think, and we'll figure it out. I don't know what the reason is yet, but staying longer with the Merlin Loke was not have been the answer.
I suppose stealing an alive Kobama from another timeline is out of the question. Doesn't seem
After,
right.
I think we need a break from that if we can avoid it. But out of the question, no. But I don't know if I'm ready to do it, and I won't speak for Carr. That was not something we should rely on.
He might have very well saved our lives, to be honest.
Do you think he'd even want us to bring him back? I mean, all he wanted was to go out in a blaze of glory. What's better than doing what he did? Who are we to bring him back, right?
That's a nat 20 point right there. You're right. Yeah, well, I guess maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way. More of a celebration, maybe. I guess I just wish that we got him home first.
Can I be honest with you? I mean, not that I'm not honest with you, but
Sure.
I understand why we wanted to bring him home, but I'm not sure that bringing him home was actually the best plan for him, because it wasn't going to be what he wanted. And not that him being dead is better, and I admit to feeling strange, to feel sad that he's gone. A couple days ago, I would have been happy to never see him again, but I think that's what I was saying earlier. Maybe things happen for a reason. The paths we are going down are the paths we should go down. And that maybe this is somehow this is the best choice. What would have happened? We were just gonna drop him off to an island of people he hates.
Yeah, he might have led an uprising and killed Yoon's uncle.
Don't tell Yoon that. He might get excited about that. Or not. I never know. But we all need to somehow find sleep and talk in the morning and figure it out. I don't know. They're talking of drawings, and I mean, I don't even know if you know, Ogra almost died, so I don't even know how, but she saw a spirit.
In the water?
Nope. She's on deck and went in Kobama's hutch, and then Carr found her dying almost in a spirit. And I have no idea.
What the fuck?
Nala, as we know, flew off the handle, and I don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
Caitlin, I have
it
no
was-
idea what's happening. So
I'm glad you were there because I was really close to just.
shh. I mean, you guys are friends. I know that's weird. I mean,
Sure.
I guess I'm assuming Nala can have friends. I'm not sure, but don't. I know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Just don't take it personally. She seemed to be yelling at everybody. I think. Nala has a different scope compared to us. I think she's gotten close to something that's exciting to her. That I wish I knew what that was, but patience and trust in Car. That's what I'm going off of. We'll figure it out. But I'm sorry she did that. She yelled at Ogre too, and I'm sure she would have had words for the rest of us if.
I'm very glad I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Is Ogre okay?
I think so. She's with Vera. I mean, I don't know anything about Vera. Was that a good idea? She was going to go to Zed, which was probably not a good idea.
I don't know. My head is.
I'm talking about zombies. I don't know. I think
Vera
she's
did
okay.
stab me, but I think she's all right.
Wait, what? Stabbed you?
Oh yes, that's right. You weren't there. Oh yeah, this would be very important for you to know. She thought that Zed was dead, and I know we know Zed is our old Zed is dead, but she was concerned about Zed being this current Zed being more than dead or undead, I guess. I don't know. It seems like they had a very strange. I just assume it's Zed's fault.
Probably makes sense. That yeah. When I was going to talk to T12, I guess I ran into her. I didn't really think of it, and I don't know. I was kind of distracted, but she looked at me and said, "You're alive," and I didn't really understand that. That makes sense now, I guess. So is she like part of the crew here? Like, what? I guess she's on the boat.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Yoon kind of gave her a room, so I guess you know.
Oh. Okay. But yeah, I think
What's
Ogre's
one
okay
more?
with her. It's true.
Also, it is nice to have someone else that Zed has a problem with.
Yeah, you're getting too much attention.
Yes, if that's what you want to call it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rioris. I needed that. And this.
I made it with milk. I think I'm kind of getting on board. It's still weird, but pretty good.
Do you use goat's milk or?
Oh, wait. I just got milk. I just asked for milk. There's different. Oh no. Is that okay?
You'll get there. All right. Well. We'll figure out what to do with Kabama's remains in the morning.
Yeah, that sounds good. And yeah, just kind of nod and let unsaid things go unsaid. Yeah.
I think as the night drifts on, Ogre, roll me a perception check.
Cocked. 13.
13. Okay. 13. I will truly leave it up to you, because there's some interesting sort of things that could happen here. Ogre, eventually Vera kind of like like catching the idea of like you're okay is going to try to go back to sleep. So she starts to kind of like head down. You notice that Carr and Nala seem to still be deep in conversation as you are feeling very like tired at this moment as well.
Ogre, Vera?
Yeah.
Ogre knows we just met, like, maybe a few hours ago, but can you not go? Ogre doesn't want to be alone right now.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Do you have like another blanket?
Ogre's just gonna summon muffins.
Jesus Christ. Now full awake. I think Vera just starts screaming.
No, there's... And Ogre's just like on him.
Yeah, you just hear Vera just go, "Where's the head? Where's the head?"
He's never had one. Or a face.
All right, well, yeah, so you have someone to be able to... No, this is... No.
No, it's fine. And Ogre's just gonna like gently take her hand and put it onto muffins.
Roll me a persuasion check with disadvantage. It is crazy to say blanket? No, muffins.
One sec, I gotta take a picture of this roll.
Okay.
Oh, man.
I just need to take a picture.
Blankets everywhere. Something easy to get. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
Something better.
I was gonna say like she's a gnome too, so it's like an oversized shirt or something. Just...
And Muffin's the size of a grizzly bear.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What did you
that's
get,
2 2s.
2 2s. You got it. Beautiful. You go. You see Vera just go. All right, yeah, that's lovely. So you're good, right? All right, okay, great. I'm gonna go now. Goodbye. And just runs off. Riaris and like Kaelinor, you heard that yell and you just see just like a full like jump down the hole from Vera. I will say I think that yell is enough for Carr and Nala to recognize that they need to go to sleep. So we'll say that on that end. But yeah, Ogre, I'm sorry, you are alone. You have muffins, but
Yeah, Ogre's just like bearing herself onto him, and it's like she's gonna like slowly cry herself to sleep.
oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Carr, Nala, and Ogre. Roll me a perception check with disadvantage.
That's a nat 1.
Oh.
Okay.
The lower of the two was a 12.
Lower of the two is a 12?
Yes, I rolled a 14 and a 12.
I will roll a luck roll. Here we go.
Okay.
Nala fully falls asleep. Nala rolled awful.
Okay.
Okay. Car.
Yes.
Car. No.
Oh, God.
There's a certain point where you do drift off to sleep.
Okay.
And there's a moment in your subconscious, that sort of like weird in between sort of point where you're not entirely sure if you're dreaming or not.
Mm-hmm. Familiar.
But yeah, but there's a lot of things that have happened that have wrapped around this concept of the Order of the Azure.
Uh-huh.
But I will say you got the role. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of leave you with this.
Oh no. Okay.
In the middle of the night, on the deck, the mid deck of the ship, you see a sudden flash of blue light. And with that, we're going to take our 10-minute break.
Okay.
We'll see you guys in 10. Okay, and we are back. So one thing actually I forgot to ask during the break is so for Car in this moment, I would say like there's no leading to this question. It really is truly like how Car would react or whatever. There is even like a freedom of like wondering if Car is experiencing a dream or not that I would say is fully up to you, Jack. But knowing above board, it is not a dream. So would you
Even if it were a dream or ethereal, given what just happened, Carr would want to investigate despite his fatigue. And I was saying this to Dan, and maybe Ogre heard me. Sorry, Sarah. Because she wasn't Ogre at the time, she was Sarah. I'm hoping it's Kobamu. So Carr would probably disengage quietly from Nala and just try and very quietly light where he saw the burst of blue.
Okay. I will give you a glance and say you're still able to get your long rest, or you can investigate. And I'll say in that regard that you'll have that exhaustion carry over to the next day. So it's kind of up to you. I want to make sure that.
And before I make that decision, remind me what one, because I'm clicking it, but I don't see what that does on my sheet. Like, it doesn't tell me. What level is that?
First level is disadvantage on checks, I think.
Yeah, disadvantage on all checks.
Oh, wait, no. There's more than that. Oh, now I'm seeing it. Oh, wait, no, I see it. No, yeah. -5 to speed, disadvantage on ability checks.
Yeah, I thought maybe the first one was.
Oh, wait, no.
Movement
The
half.
first one is -2 to D20 tests and -5 to speed. Legacy. We're in Legacy, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Given the 2 rolls, yeah.
Oh, just disadvantage on ability checks.
Yes.
Carr is concerned for both Kobamu and Nala and Ogra. So because of the level of concern he has going on, plus minor for pay, he's going to drop down.
Okay.
He'll keep the exhaustion.
You got it. Cool. So initial glance. Actually, I'll say, give me. Because you beat it, but not by a lot. So I'm going to say give. So I'm going to say give me an initiative roll.
Okay. 16.
Okay. Cool. You see, there is this moment of this light blue light that seems to shine around Kobamu's form on the ground, giving you exactly what you thought was happening. There's kind of like momentary sort of gleam. But the interesting sort of part that I would say for Carr to recognize before even seeing any sort of effect happening with Kobamu is that the shape around where Kobamu's like kind of like arms and like legs are like laying sort of straight down seems to kind of like represent this shape.
Okay.
So you see like his outstretched sort of arms showing this like sort of like the end like left to right of this piece.
Okay.
And it's there for about maybe 5 seconds. So you beat the initiative, so you're able to kind of come down and investigate more if you're.
Yes. And by the way, if you didn't see, Drew just popped in. I'm
Yeah,
not sure
I saw.
what you can see. Okay, what you can see.
Drew, while we're doing this, give me a test real quick. Okay. All right. Yes. Yep. We'll get you in here. Just want to make sure.
Boy, did you miss some stuff.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
That is asleep, so.
Okay.
Inside the giant
Yeah,
megalodon, he's doing
I'm
the
very
Skywalker
hurt.
thing.
So
Yeah.
Okay, so I will drop down and I will, since I just see the blue glow and see that, I try to shift over to the ethereal plane. Do I see anything?
Good question. You actually, this is a very good question. I want to make sure that I'm very clear on this. You do not.
Interesting. Okay. Because I didn't see anything before and I don't see anything now.
Correct.
I will investigate, but I stand there outside of the blue light, like very close to it, but I'm not outside the blue light. And I wrap my wings around myself like I usually do, and I just stand there and I bear witness, focusing everything I can on investigation and just trying to pick apart what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm not hiding that I'm there because I'm bathed in the light, but
Right.
I am just watching for anything I can glean or any indication of a person with glowing blue eyes besides Kobamu. Or
Give me a religion check.
okay. With disadvantage, I assume.
No, it's just straight up.
Oh,
Because of your. I'll
Yeah.
say no. I'm going to say that the exhaustion hits you more in the morning for this.
Okay.
So
I rolled a 10, so not very high.
okay, cool. With a 10, what I will give you is, first off, you see Riaris and Kay full asleep, just kind of like a little bit like further off. Kay wanted to be close enough to be able to like have like a visual, but that sleepy time tea, I think the other effect of it is that it fully knocks you out in that. So you see that. You do not see another figure around at all. But what I will give you with that is, as you see Kay's like kind of like form, I'd say like you see like her face sort of like just like resting along the kind of like the edge of the railing, their head kind of like facing towards Kobamu, but eyes full shut and sleeping. A thought does occur to you. The Merlin Loke like to claim that they are always able to bring Kobamu back.
Yes.
The Merlin Loke, granted, represent more of like a darker shade than this blue that you're seeing here, but also seem to have the same similar color of magic.
I thought about that earlier, but I didn't want to steal the. I didn't want to take the entire time telling Nala.
Yeah.
So
I will give you with a 10. You get the idea that there's a possibility that whatever represents the resurrection of Kobamu that is taking place right now wants certain people to think that it's the Merlin Loke.
fair. Okay.
I mean, above board, if no one was awake to see this, there's a good chance that Kaelinor might have just been like, I guess it worked.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Like I said, I bear witness silently, and I'm ready to be there when and if Kobama wakes up.
You got it. And wake up he does. As you hear this like heavy sort of grunt and like this deep sort of it sounds like a roar that's kind of like trapped in a chest in his chest a little bit. As you see the bright blue eyes snap open, and they are glowing much more than they ever have before in this moment, and then they start to dim as the circle around this kind of comes up or comes down.
Sorry, just interrupt you.
And you see him, like, the first thing he does is kind of turn his head in your direction.
Does he look wounded, or is he fully healed from the resurrection?
He give me a medicine check.
10. I was rolling well before.
With a 10, you notice that his like scars and things like that, I would say you notice that there's probably several others that are along his face, and I would say actually probably across his stomach, where he or sorry, no, I think we said there was like a big there's a big sort of like tooth mark on his chest. There is a scar left over there, so there's enough to be able to kind of give you like an idea of like he seems to have been healed. but I mean, he is covered in scars. You get the idea. Like if he was like shaved, he would just be scar tissue everywhere.
Right.
Like
Carl will bend slightly and bring one of his arms out from between his wings. He'll, just in case, he casts Cure Wounds at 3rd level,
Cool.
heals him for 19 points, and Carr just says, "Thank you so much. I'm glad you're back. You should rest now."
You brought me back.
I wish I could claim that, but there's something larger at work here. Please sleep.
Is the danger past?
Yes, and you were instrumental in saving Nala, and for that I will always be thankful.
He just kind of gives you like a solemn nod. You see a level of like, for lack of a better word, like awkwardness of like not knowing how to respond to that. But yeah, you see
I'm
him
guessing he's not usually thanked for his battle prowess.
You got it. Yeah. So he's. I will head back to blind.
I will walk with him to his blind in silence unless he talks to me. And once he seems settled, I'll go back up and go to sleep.
You done it. Cool. I don't think he said. There's a thing of like when you've been brought back so many times. I will say what you do see, like as you bring him back to his hutch, you notice that he like kind of like walks in and starts to go through. He like looks for his weapon, finds it, goes through, but it all seems so systematic that you see like it's habitual. Like every time this happens, I need to know what I have. Like counting possessions, like what's around, like, but it's so you notice the ritual of it.
I let him finish that, and when he's so since you said that, I will let him finish that first, and as he's settling, I will say, "And all of the crew is still here as well, thanks to you." And then I will, I'll kind of finish the ritual off with it. Everyone he left when he was here, everyone that was here when he left is here when he came back.
Yeah. I think he fully like same thing. He just fully kind of like stares at you, trying to kind of like figure out a way to respond, and I think you're already gone. Cool. And with that, you head back up to the roost and
Fall back asleep.
So short rest, but
Okay.
not the long rest for it. So exhaustion kind of carries over.
Yep.
But with that, we get to the morning.
So really quick, since it's considered a short rest, I just want to know what to do with my character. Do I get anything back?
Yeah, so short rest you get you can if you click short rest, it shows you like the like how to get your hit points back, and you have a certain amount of hit die that you're able to use.
Where is that? I'm looking. Oh, there it is. So short rest. Got it. Okay, I'll read. Thank you. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. No problem. Cool. So the morning comes. Zed, so what I had you doing the entire time was basically spending the entire time just trying to harvest the crap out of that megalodon. So I will say give me an investigation check, I'll say with advantage.
Modded 20.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. So you were able to get 5 megalodon teeth that are still like fully intact and able to kind of like pull out. They're about the size that you can for at least. They're in this like kind of like in sort of in between sort of point. I'll say mechanically speaking, they could be either. You can sort of like shave them down to be into daggers, but they're also just big enough that they could be considered to be short swords as well, if they were going to a hilt. So that's how big these teeth were. You also are immediately able to tell that like even though this creature was of like low intelligence, given this like beast sort of formation to it, you can tell there's some like innate sort of magical properties to the teeth themselves. I mean the creature's still like fully there, but I will tell you above board, assuming that you eventually try to like skin this creature, you're able to get the megalodon hide. And then let's see. Roll me a d4.
4.
4. Cool. Do you want the blubber or do you want the heart?
The heart.
You got it. You are able to harvest the heart. You notice that even in this moment, given the idea that the creature is fully dead, you notice that every like 2 minutes or so, which is super gross when you do take the heart out. Every 2 minutes or so, you actually notice it still kind of gives this like sort of beat to it. Looking in the creature's like stomach, you find the only thing you find in there is a skull. It looks to be fairly humanoid. That's it. There were a lot of things that happened that Zed fully missed from the night prior. So I will say, I think it makes actually a lot of sense to kind of like take this from Zed's point of view, starting out. So Zed, what do you do as you wake up?
Did I get a long rest or a short rest?
You got a long rest.
He's probably gonna wake up and go into the kitchen, order some world toast, and then get pissed off that all the goat milk is gone.
Okay. All right. Cool. So we have Zed in the kitchen. I like it. Let's see. Let's go with let's go with Riaris. That 4 hours, you're able to kind of actually like wake up feeling fully refreshed. I'll say Kaelinor is still asleep, so you can wake her up if you'd like. But yeah.
Yeah, I think Riaris will get up with the intention of certainly getting up early, feeling fantastic after the tea. Makes a mental note of like, gotta go back and get more of that. That's good stuff. And he's thinking of like getting up and like I was like doing like a workout and like kind of getting back into that thing that he has stopped doing, but immediately stops when he looks at the deck that's not far away and there is no Kobamu. And I think I literally think he just stares at it for probably 30 seconds, just like blinking his eyes. You know, and the tea gave vivid dreams. So there's some aspect of like pinching himself to be like, yep, all right, I am awake, feeling
Right.
fine. And after looking around, I don't know if anyone else is here, probably looking over, Zed's not there. Um, I think, oh man, he's gonna look towards Carr, seeing him sleeping. Like, ultimately, Riaris doesn't really want to wake Kaelinor up in this situation of being like, oh, by the way, Cobham was gone. I don't think that's what he
Right.
wants to do. So he'll look around if anyone else is awake, and if not, I think I'll just go to like investigate the spot to see if I can have any idea what has happened.
You got it. Yeah. We'll kind of like pause you there. The one thing I will say
Yeah.
is the only thing that you do notice is that there is still a massive like it's weirdly kind of became like this weird sort of like general outline of Kobamu of just blood. Like that is like to just come through because I mean he was bleeding that whole time. So there's still that kind of like spot there that as the in most of the like the other areas of the deck, like any sort of like residual sort of stuff. Actually, besides the like the guts that Zed pulled out onto the deck from the Megalodon, like everything else has been like was drenched in seawater, but this happened after, so that's the kind of like the area that stays. But yeah, other than that, well, let's find out. Ogra, you awaken. Roll me a perception check.
That's gonna be a 15.
15. The 15. You're at the stern. Yeah, so you wouldn't see this. Okay, cool. You hear some very deep growls as you awaken. There's moments of like trying to like clear your head and like wiping your eyes, and as you hear it coming from the hutch.
I think sorry. I think Ogre's gonna take a minute, and she's like a little. As soon as she wakes up, she like puts her hand over her heart and hears it beating, kind of shaking still a little.
Mm-hmm.
And she's hearing the growling, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna go and she's not gonna fully touch the door. She's gonna like knock on it with her staff, like a foot away from it.
Okay. Okay. Smart. Cool. You hear that growling stop. And then in full terrifying form, you see Kobamu's massive head push out from the like kind of like tent flap. What?
You're alive.
Yeah.
You okay?
Kobamu can't die. Is Ogra okay?
Ogre doesn't know. Ogre was trying to help you, and she went into your little house.
Count fingers.
And Ogre went.
Ogre's okay. Closes the tent flap.
Ogre's just looking at her hand saying, what does that mean?
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I mean, I would say from that you get an idea of like must be tiring work coming back from the dead.
Mm.
So yeah, Ogre, do you go anywhere from there?
Mm. Ogre is a little shaken and she doesn't know what to do. She's gonna stay by her tree to where she feels grounded and just keep her feet in the soil.
Okay, you got it. Cool. So then we come to Car. Car, you awaken with a bunch of red feathers in your face. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
Ah, oh, I'm okay. What?
He's
Hi.
gone. He's
Morning.
gone. He's
He's in.
gone.
No, he's in his blind. I'm just like trying to hug her back down to sleep.
Yeah, no. Yeah, she slaps you back up. No,
Uh,
what do you mean?
he came back last night, and he's in his blind. I think. Check there, but he might be sleeping.
You didn't wake me up?
You were tired, so was I. He just came back.
When someone randomly comes back from the dead, you wake me up.
I'll put that on my list for next time. He says with all earnestness.
Yeah, just like slowly just drifted back up. Yeah. Um. Oh man, I think she does slap you one more time.
Okay, okay, I'm up. He stands up and like stretches and like his full like 11-foot wingspan and 6'1".
Yeah.
And then he goes back to being the crouched 5'9". Okay, I'm awake.
Ah. You would you'd probably apologize, right?
Yes.
Could you? For me?
Oh. He he takes both of her hands, kind of wraps one wing around her and says, "Nala, I love you,
Yeah.
and no.
Okay.
I will apologize if I hurt your feelings by speaking harshly to you. I will apologize to you.
Yeah.
But you need to apologize to yourself for them. Words are hard when you're tired. Apologies should come from the person that is using them and be directed directly to the person that needs them.
Okay. But it's not going to be long-winded.
No, I don't think. Would you like me to go with you while you're apologizing?
No, you can stay.
Does she really mean that?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I will follow her even though I'm tired.
Yeah, you got it. Drops down.
Drop down next to her.
All right. So drops down right next to Riar's. Okay, so yeah, did I don't think I
He's
said much
gone.
to you.
He's gone. You guys
Yeah,
listen-
well, apparently that's fine.
He's in his blind. He's over there.
What?
He came back last night. Okay, apparently I have to add you to the list of telling people when other people.
I'm getting used to not having any idea what's happening. It's fine, I guess. Great.
Sleeping. He was fine.
Okay. Oh,
I didn't think
Okay.
he needed to be surrounded by people asking him questions. He's over there. I think. I healed him. Come on.
Good. I will look at Nala, kind of get back to her, and
Yeah.
in Primordial, I will say to her, "Good morning. She's your friend, you know. You should be." No, I'll just say, "She's your friend, you know."
Nice.
And then in Eric Cochran, I'll turn back to Nala and say, was he nice to you just now? And I look back at Riaris.
You see, you see Nala just saying common. Yeah. To both of you. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Kaelinor, wake up. It just goes over to Kaelinor to apologize.
Don't
Wakes her up
apologize.
to apologize
Yeah.
to her.
Since we're close to each other, I will walk Riaris over to Kobamu's blind where he can hear him probably snoring or breathing or whatever.
Yeah. He went right back to like his snoring is him dreaming about killing something, probably.
Yes.
So-
And so I just point to and look at Riaris and point and say, I'm sorry I didn't wake you up, but I figured I should be the only one who is exhausted today.
I was gonna say, you look exhausted. It's hard to see bags under your eyes, but I can still see it.
Yeah, it was a long night, but I have another story now, so you know.
It's worth it.
I hope
True.
so.
I'm gonna turn you off till you find out where we're supposed to be, bud.
No, it's fine, Car. I mean, and not waking me up. I appreciate it. And I don't envy you being tired. No. You need to sleep, dude.
I see things so I'm tired, so you know, maybe I'll just see something else today.
Did you talk to him at all? Is he like okay?
I think so. He thought we brought him back, but I don't think that's the case. That's the story for later. We should all talk.
Gotcha.
And when we talk, and I will look directly at Riaris, I'm going to need your help. Yeah, my piercing, beady little eyes will be right at you.
Oh, you're not tired anymore. Great. Okay.
I'm going to need your help in controlling the conversation away from words I don't use. Certain terms I'm going to not use, and it should be pretty obvious which ones they are. And I need you to help me steer the rest of the group away from them. I'm going to announce this to the rest of the group, but they seem to listen to you more sometimes.
You think so?
I will just-
They listen to you. I'll do my best.
They don't listen to me. I got nothing.
I mean, I think the truth is none of us really listen to any of us, so we'll figure it out.
Given what happened last night, this would be a bad time to trip a trap. If what I'm thinking is correct.
All right. Well, we should get something to eat and gather everybody when we can. I don't know what happened to Yoon. He just kind of vanished. He's probably still sleeping, but
Well, maybe he was looking for clothes.
So yeah.
I will go back up Nala.
yeah, I think once we see that, if we see Ogre, I'd say good morning. If Ogre's there.
I think. Well, actually, honestly, I think like what ends up happening is as you guys are over here, because you guys are by the hutch, which is pretty close to where Ogre is.
Yeah.
I think there's a possibility that Muffins is blocking Ogre, where you just see Muffins' massive form just snoozing away, and Ogre is just kind of like facing the opposite direction from that. But in this moment, you see Kaelinor just very like kind of like wiping her eyes, but honestly, like as Riaris, as you feel very similarly, like actually feels great. But you see Nala Nala walking ahead of her. You see, I think you see Kaelinor kind of like giving like a little bit of like an eye roll to Riaris. As a signal of like close enough. As Nala comes up and goes, "All right, we're good."
In my head, I'm thinking, it's a step. It's a step.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen Ogra?
Well, there's Muffin. She's probably pretty close.
Someone might want to call out to her.
Ogra, are you awake? I'll walk over. Morning, Muffins. Ogra? Which way's the front? Man.
It just moved. It's moving. Yeah. It's also trying to figure out. I think it's also trying to figure out where this front is.
It has wings. You can tell the front by the directions of the wings.
Yeah, but it can't see it.
It has no eyes.
There's no eyes. I think as Muffins is turning around, Ogra is unless you're actively trying to hide Ogra.
Ogra sees them coming, and she had her feet are dug into the soil by the tree. She kind of just shimmies and tries to go behind it, but she's kind of like peeking away as well.
Beautiful. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. So Riaris, you see Ogra.
Yeah. Morning, Ogra. How you doing? How'd you sleep?
Okay.
Kind of give like an awkward look at Nala. I assume doesn't do it. Car, can I talk? I want to show you this. To talk with Caroline. Just try to pick Car out of the situation.
And because I know that Nala wants me there, I'm
Yeah.
like, it's really weird. Nala is stuck here. I need a moment to figure out how to get it out. And I just stand there next to Nala.
Nala is hearing all of this.
Just okay. Yeah. No. All right. Go. If you guys are gonna be weird, just go.
All right. Does she want me to leave this time?
Yeah, it seems like she wants you to leave.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay, now I'll go.
the most frustrating thing
I'm
you've ever
sad.
experienced in your life. Like
Okay.
you want me to stay? You want me to go?
Yeah, I will walk with Riaris then and kind of give a.
So so there was this bird who liked to fly over beaches and block out the sun for those that were and this bird really didn't seem to understand I'm sorry.
No. Nala was right. Ogra did something very stupid, and she shouldn't have done that.
I don't think I said. I probably did.
Ogra wasn't really thinking. And Ogra actually liked that Nala cared that Ogra almost died.
Well, I do. Like, I mean, I just said you're. I am not good with people. And because of that, because of that and a bunch of other things that, I've been trying real hard to figure out, and, some stuff that happened last night, and almost kind of felt like, in a weird way, things were getting in the way of finding that stuff out, which was also really frustrating. Anyways, yeah, I don't have I don't have a lot of people that I would consider to be important. And when everybody seems so excited to throw their bodies in harm's way, it can be infuriating to me. And I get it. But selfishly, I don't think I could handle anything happening to you. So I'm apologizing for how I treated you. I am not apologizing for being selfish.
Ogre, she's gonna walk over to her and put her hands in her hands.
Everybody's obsessed with hands today.
Nala's wrong, though. Nala has a lot of people who care about her. All of us do. You're Ogre's friend. And yes, you made Ogre cry last night, but it was mostly something else. You just added on to it.
Oh.
But Ogre,
Okay.
Ogre's trying to say Ogre understands. Emotions are really hard.
Yeah.
When Ogre was talking to the weird lady, and Ogre would like you to look at the drawing again, you didn't really do that last night. And Ogre worked really hard on it really fast for you, because Ogre knows she's somehow connected to that symbol, and that's a big thing for you. For Nala.
Yeah.
But she asked what Ogre would want to say to her friends. Like, what would her last words be? And the only thing Ogre could really think of is to let all of you know Ogre loves all of you. So Ogre just wants to say that to you. And Ogre accept your apology.
I love you too.
Ogre's just gonna nod and give her a hug and a little pat on the back.
Okay,
Thank
show
you,
me
Nala.
show me the okay. All right, show me the picture.
And we'll pause you there. She kind of inspects it. Yoon comes downstairs and sees Zed in the kitchen. Oh, there you are. I have something interesting for you to see.
Oh.
If you want to follow me.
What would that be? Oh, okay.
And you see Yoon go up to the top of the deck. Looks and sees the spot where Kobamu was and is now not. Ah. See? All works out in the end. And then walks the opposite direction to the bow of the ship. And Zed, you follow him out?
Yeah.
Okay. Yoon just kind of points, but as he points, probably didn't need to, as you see out in the ocean, about honestly much further than the picture listed here. You see there is many miles away, out of your way, like kind of like actually like as the as no one I think in the craziness of that night thought to like pull the anchor up for the ship and like right the ship out to make sure it's going the right way. So this is like, these are things that like you guys are gonna do this morning, but it's facing out east, and many miles away here. You see this smoky sort of this island with this smoky sort of mountainous region in the center of it. Drew, are you with us? Yeah, I think we're losing Drew. I'm going to take you off, buddy. Sorry. So I will say eventually, seeing Riaris also will probably pull you up to the same sort of thing. So we'll say Riaris will trade you off here.
Do you seeing this island off to the east?
Yeah.
Well, a volcano. That doesn't feel ominous.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Drew's coming back. Sorry, Dan, you were saying, yeah.
Yeah,
So
just,
Yoon,
Yoon's up there, right? Yeah. So,
Right.
oh, a volcano. That's not ominous. Yoon?
yeah, I thought that was an interesting thing to see. I saw it once when I was younger, but I didn't see it smoking like that. I didn't know if you wanted to show the others, but I.
Is this Faran? Are we here? No, that's still days,
No.
right?
No, this is. Well, I think Nala's made some inferences at a certain point. This might be where she's from.
Shit. I didn't know we'd be passing this close. Yeah. I think I'll turn around. Everybody would say, "You guys might want to see this Nala and Ogre if you're done hugging or whatever." There's like an island over here.
I think Nala's holding the picture and just kind of like following the rest of the group if you all make your way up there.
Have I flown over this island before? Do I know of it?
I don't think so. Like, well, I mean, know of it? Yes, probably.
Okay.
It's the, it's weirdly like, it's kind of like, sorry, let me pull up something here. It's, sometimes kind of like inferred as the sixth island. It is incredibly small. So I'd say you know of it. The only thing that's notable of it is that it is it seems to have an active volcano. Although I would say most of the time that you would be even like close to it, you wouldn't see it necessarily going off like this. You don't see any like lava or anything. It just seems to be smoking at this point.
Is it the small island north of? I'm going to say completely wrong.
Betlodife? Yes, it
Okay,
is.
good. Betlodife. Okay,
It's
yeah.
like the center of all of them, right? Isn't that
It is the center.
okay?
Yep.
And that is currently east of us. Got it.
East, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And then which island is Faran on? Because I don't see it on the map I'm looking at.
That's further south,
Faran
right?
South. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Still
Faran
a couple days.
is south. Is there? I don't. On the map I'm looking at, there's no south. There's no island south of Betlodife. Is it the island that is west of Betlodife, where Faran is?
Correct. Yeah, because you were coming from Chasavi. Yeah.
Thank you. I was like, I just want to know where.
You guys are like, so because of the blown off course sort of thing. You guys are facing east.
Okay, got it. And facing that wonderful thing. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yep.
Right, because Faran was kind of southwest of where we were going, right? And so we've kind of gone
Right.
a little east.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Magnificent, isn't it?
I mean, tell. Actually, what do I know about island formation and your world? Do I know that volcanoes make islands bigger? Is that something that's knowledge in your game? Is that something I wouldn't
Yeah,
know?
I would say so. Like the general sort of idea of like land formations wouldn't, would work in this case. The lore of this is the more like interesting sort of part of this, of the idea of like if Betlodife is the well, I'll put it this way. Go ahead and roll me a history check.
Okay, I can do that.
I mean, Betlodife is the one that's in the shape of a dragon. Is that
Correct.
kind of general vibe?
12.
12. Okay. So yeah, so I think just general lore of this is like if that is some sort of representation of an actual being that existed, what is that in the center that it's facing?
Okay.
Has been the big question mark. And there's been hundreds of inferences on the idea of what it would be. But yeah.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, how far away are we? I mean, we can see it. There's still many
You can
miles
see
away.
it's much further. I honestly tried to get a mid journey that would be a little further away. It's much further than this.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably about maybe a day and a half's journey.
Imagine we're all like seeing in the distance and using the spyglass or whatever to
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
Cool.
We're not going on that island, are we?
Well, we're supposed to be going to Faran.
I don't think it was the plan right now, but it feels like we got blown off course or something. We're kind of close.
Well, we were adrift overnight, so.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to go there.
I will wrap my wing around her and go, "That's not for me."
Like now or at all?
I mean, depends on where this takes us.
And she holds up the picture of the elf, which I don't think you've seen. I don't think Riars has seen yet.
We really need to talk about
I did, because I was there when Ogre drew it. Or
Okay.
painted it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
yeah.
we need to get together and talk about that.
Because I think this is something that would come up in this moment. Actually, I'll roll a perception check for Zed. Okay, now I have to roleplay Zed. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Wait, let me see that. And Nala goes to like hand it. Goes,
Oh, wait. It's technically ogress.
Oh, yeah.
Then you can see it.
Zed grabs it, and I'll say, Ogre, what was the sleight of the hand check that you got?
I had to do a
If you
sleight of hand
recall.
check.
I think you got like a 17 or
for
something.
drawing it.
Oh, it was a 17. Yeah.
Great. All right, cool. Who is this? This is Zed.
It was the lady when Ogra was nearly dead talking to her and saying, it was really, you were doing your own thing with the shark thing over there.
Zed, I think Zed looks at Riaris. What?
Yeah, Ogre, I'm not entirely sure, but Ogre almost died and saw this face. That about sums it up.
This face?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the face?
Yeah, that's pretty close to it. She did a good job.
Wait, you saw the face too?
Yeah, she spoke to me briefly.
She said it was a warning.
That's the only thing I heard, yeah.
Did she say anything about me?
Why would she say anything about Zed? Ogra was dying.
Yeah. Okay.
Zed, who is this? You recognize this person?
Yeah. This is in Car, you like recognize like he's about to say it, like that sort of thing, like that.
Yeah.
This
But-
is the woman from the.
Okay, you know
Order
what? Can we talk later? Please, Ed. If there's a time when you're going to listen to me, stop now.
Well, yeah, but okay, yeah. But this
No.
is the woman from the.
Stop.
Ogra puts her hand over Zed's mouth because Car's telling him to stop.
Yeah, like, I don't understand. This is.
There's going to be some words we're not going to use for a little while until we all talk. Those are two of them. Okay, I don't know what you're going to say, but I think it's safer that Ogra's cover your mouth. So, no, keep that there, Ogra. Okay,
We don't know if they're like monitoring us, so that's why we're trying to say it right, Car. I think that's.
yeah, I don't know if it's a trigger or if it's a constant watch. So, in case it's a trigger, we're not going to use certain words like the name of their group. Okay, I swear, if you say it, I will find your ancestors and bring them down upon your skull. Okay.
That might do it. Yeah.
Okay. Let's give it a try, Ogra. And as I'm not clutching my pearls, but I put my hand over my ossuary.
Okay, so how do we get?
This person.
I need to talk to her.
Okay, that's what we all want to talk about because I would like to talk to her too. I just want to do it safely. So maybe we can all talk without using certain words. And you're doing a very good job, Zed. I appreciate you.
Ogra's gonna go over to Car and very whisper saying, Ogra doesn't think you should tell Zed how Ogra talked to that person.
You already did, didn't you? You just said it. A little
No.
while. Yep.
Ogra didn't say what it was with Zed here.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway.
And Zed may actually try it.
No, I see. Okay.
So Ogra thinks you shouldn't tell Zed at all.
No, kind of like stepping away from the water mirror. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
Yoon is like listening to all this going like, wow, it sounds like you all had a very interesting evening.
Oh, we did.
Well, should we go downstairs and have breakfast?
Car just sighs the idea of downstairs inside the boat. Like, it's such a nice day out. Couldn't we eat out here?
Yeah, Ogra likes
You know,
that
I
idea.
like that idea. Yeah, I like that. A couple of us will
Alright,
go in and get
okay.
some food, or maybe we can have Ulysses bring some food up. Right? That's a thing he could do.
Ulysses!
There is no response. That's not that weird.
No. Ulysses, could you bring us some fruit and world toast enough for everybody? Please? From the kitchen? Are you able to make cook? I don't know. Do you talk to maybe someone should go down there.
Okay, she's gonna
Uh,
look at Riaris.
Oh yeah, I'll go. I'll go down.
But then have them bring it up here.
All right.
And while he's going down, hey Zed, can you do me a favor?
What?
And I know he's already done something with the animal, but I wasn't familiar with what he did with the megalodon.
Right.
I want the smallest bone or tooth he can find from that animal.
Oh, yeah, I got 5 of them.
I need something tiny that's not broken.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'll go down and find something that's tiny on it. And then food. I can eat food.
You're muted.
You're muted right now. But I was like,
Yeah, we can do that. Just they're bringing food. We're
okay,
not gonna
all
starve
right.
you.
Without you just, threatening my entire existence.
Oh, for today? Okay.
You just hear like I think Yoon just jumps into this point and just goes, look at this, we're all getting along. And I think it's been a very strange night, but thank you guys for sticking with us. I think with that we will end tonight's session. We will see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.